Welcome Diecast fans, I'm Tom Spanners Watson.
And I'm Frank the Geary Gibbs.
Welcome to your regular DSPN report.
If you haven't headed over to chaoscanyonmerch.online yet, make sure you do and pick yourself up an awesome t-shirt.
And when are you going to start wearing yours, Frank? You've had the Flat Rabbit one for months.
I love my Flat Rabbit t-shirt.
Yeah, but it could do with a wash.
Why would I wash it? I'm still wearing it.
Oh, that's so gross. So, moving on, drag racing. Scorpio Liv Smith first up, and he had a huge outdoor tournament. It's massive, make sure you check that one out.
Then Miniature Car Racing was running 4 cars at a time this time, so he had an addition of a 2-into-1 track, which was quite cool.
My Hot Wheels collection was back again with more King of the Garage, which is always entertaining for good clean drag racing.
And Cleveland's Battle of the Truck series was awesome, although I really expected that C10 to win because those things are quick at the canyon.
Then over at Blue Line, Flips Racing sent in this massively stretched Boss Mustang to have a go at Vox's best time. Head over and check that one out.
And of course, if you need a daily fix of diecast drag racing, make sure you check out Hot Wheels Calgary. They've always got racing going on and it's really cool.
Summers Raceway were back at it with the 2021 N-Case Drag Race Series. If you want to see which are the fastest out of that case, make sure you head over and check out their video.
And then Marcus Figorn was doing some street racing, so 4 cars wide, drag racing down, nice clean short track.
Norman Verne Racing left the 50-foot outdoor track behind as they moved back indoors for some tight drag racing action on the new 4-lane track.
Gee, those spinning things look a little bit like coffins.
Yeah, it's quite a cool finish line actually.
And then we've got Road Rage Racing, doing some great drag racing on this nice long track, couple of different camera angles so you really get the sense of speed going on there, and it's just a nice straight track.
And Hawkeye Hauler Diecast was running the new Mario Kart track.
There's a few different tracks out there running that new Mario Kart Rainbow Road. Right, into tournaments, we're going to kick off with the JDM rundown at the Canyon. Now this has been a really fun series and we do enjoy the JDM cars, even if they look a little bit pretty for the Canyon. But we wanted to show you this race where you thought it was all over when the cars got stuck in behind, but the 3 cars managed to pull around the car that had flipped over and made it to the finish.
Now, interestingly, over at Monster Motorsports for his Scrappers Showdown, this one here, another track where the cars get tied up behind a car that goes over, but the other 3 cars actually made it, even though they were stuck in behind them for a while.
I must say, it always amazes me how good these diecast drivers are to get around wrecks like that. Now, 3D Botmakers GT tournament wrapped up this week and it was a beauty. This particular race here was just awesome. As always, incredibly high production value and great commentary throughout, but the race here was just stunning. This guy was out in front and then just blows it right at the end as that car overtook him. It was just beautiful.
Liv Young Diecast had their Fast and Furious series. So this track is just great. I love the layout of it and I love the mid-track humps. Some of these cars getting a lot of speed do get some good air, and of course that guy crashing over the finish line.
Now Diecast Dragger was back with his Most Wanted tournament, so it's 2 races versus 1 cop. And these 2 guys decide to go most of the track in reverse, but then that Mustang pulled a great little 180 and got back around the right way.
Now this was an awesome race over at Alley Cat. Check this out. So you got this dude out in front and he's doing a very impressive job here, but look at the speed of this dude in behind. Just absolutely zapped past him and took the win.
Wow, that's great on that track because that track is really tough with those transitions. Alright, now We Race Diecast was getting towards the end of the Hatchbacks tournament and I just love the colour on these cars. They're really beautiful. And of course, you know we enjoy a jump at the Canyon, especially when it's mid-track.
Then it was time for Carol Shelby Day over at M&M. So only Shelby's on the track just for something a bit different, which I thought was a great tournament to have.
Yeah, that's really cool. And of course, I love that track and all the little additions they've done with the chicanes and the under-over sections. It's very cool.
Now, Hot Car Track was more fantastic racing, and this one was really impressive. Like, as we know, the vans can be quite a high centre of gravity and tend to roll, but look how tight that finish was, and all drivers making it across the line.
Now, Tune Tracks is gearing up for their next competition, so it was speed runs. This was just one of them, just because we really like this Monte Carlo. It's a cool looking car. I love that big bonnet scoop.
Yeah, unfortunately it didn't help Steve Stevenson in the DIRS. Moving on, DRC released this little teaser video of their upcoming tournament. So this is going to be treadmill racing. No word yet quite on what the rules are going to be or which cars they're going to run, but keep an eye out for it. It looks like it'll be a lot of fun.
Yeah, I've seen a few of these treadmill type races and they're always entertaining. Now, Bay City Diecast, it was the final of the Racing Champions, and these cars were just beautiful. The builders did such a nice job, and there's some great action in that series. If you haven't seen it, make sure you head over to Bay City Diecast.
And then Hotwheels boys running on their new track, so they've finally got a permanent setup, which is really cool. We actually sent them a couple of 3D printed pieces that I'm sure will make a debut soon as well.
Then over at Main Street Races, Batman was taking on the Riddler and the Joker, and he was just left behind. As we know from the Canyon, that Riddler is crazy quick.
Over at Next Gen Diecast, there was more of the Piston Cup action with the Pixar cars, and that orange car there getting up on his side, hitting that billboard and spinning out.
EP Videos had more knockouts, and they've stepped up to running 8 cars on this track, which is quite impressive. That's a lot of cars on this track, or in fact on any track. But just nicely done. A Lambo goes off the side there. I don't know if you quite caught that.
I'm actually amazed there wasn't more carnage with that many cars on that track, but so many of them seem to make it.
And that guy there, very lucky to get pushed across the finish line.
Over at Campbell Creek, they were back on their street track rather than the drag track this week, so 4 cars racing at one time and some good racing action there as well.
Then we go over to Rick's Diecast Racing. I expected this mod rod to run away with it from the Chevelle, but that was super tight.
Zelda Diecast had more of their Olympic racing action, and this Mustang here did a fantastic job. Absolutely just stormed away in the second half of the race to take the win.
Diecast Dude had some more rounds of the Fire-Gone Fireball, and this particular race here was awesome. These cars sat pretty close the whole way, but watch as they come down to the finish line. This guy's challenging all the way, and they're a super tight group as they cross that finish line.
Another of the new tracks, the Den that we featured just recently, are running their tournaments now. So a lot of entertainment in their track. It's relatively short, but don't let that fool you. Just like at the Canyon, it's not over till you cross the finish line, as that guy just found out.
As we move to street racing, we're going to kick off with the Canyon Outlaws, and we've just had somebody finally take the 10 spot on the list. You'll have to watch the racing if you want to check that out. But this is Bad Apple in the red versus Boxer and TKO the Charger, and we wanted to show you this particular race, not because it was close, but because of what Boxer did. If you look at this replay, here he comes in behind, gives it the old Scandinavian flick here, heading into Kahuna Corner, and look at the quality of that drift. He just touches that wall with the back of his car, but beautiful control.
3D Botmaker was running some Nissans, and he's just dropped a video today. Unfortunately, it was too late to get into this report, but this race here was super tight. These cars were all over each other all the way to the finish. I thought the Skyline out in front was going to hold everybody up, but then look at that. It is just another nose-to-tail finish there.
And top driver, as always, some great racing action. And check this out. Now you see him, now you don't. Where did that yellow car go?
Whoa, that's crazy. Where did he go? I lost sight of him. Did he go through a secret tunnel or something?
No, you'll see it on this replay. Look at this, he comes around and just goes straight up the side, but because he rolled on his side, you kind of lost sight of him.
Awesome. And then check this race out over at 164 Underground. So I believe that's Arlo in behind in the bright colour car. And talk about never give up. What an overtake in that final straight. That was absolutely superb.
Now, Tourmont Touron, we talked about these guys before. So these are home-built Sizzler Hot Wheels cars, and this home-built Sizzler track that he's made, it is awesome. So the cars run laps, a lot like our stadium track where you have to race back to your start position.
Now, Sonora Diecast, always good for some action. Check this one out. So this is the end of the Batman tournament. They're into their finals. But this silver car just launches all the way to the finish line and into the camera.
Oh, that's so good. And Beaverworks, we showed this track in Track Spy the last time, and he's finally running a tournament on it, and this track is really cool. Short, challenging, and lots of different surfaces. Great idea, guys. It's absolutely fantastic. If you haven't checked out Beaverworks, make sure you head over and check them out.
And then Brunhilde Hills with their Monkey Minute, so the elimination track, and I do enjoy this track. So you see here, this blue car thought he'd snuck across, but then gets flipped out right at the end.
And Silver Vox Racing, another newer track, we're starting to run some special head-to-head races. Have a look at those ones.
And I loved this one from Junkyard Joust. Check out the damage this bus does. That is just monstrous. Absolutely nails like 4 cars off the track.
Oh, that is so impressive. Look at that. That is a whole lot of damage right there.
All right, now replays of the week. We've just got one because it had to go to Hey Damn.
Yeah, it sure did. This was just the craziest crash we've ever seen on any track that you just really can't compare any other accident to Hey Damn's one.
Hashtag stunt of the year.
He starts off by going off track, hits the back of the high ace, comes back on the track, gets hit by a Honda, hit by a Mazda, rolls off the track again, off the Hilux, off the Celica, and back on track. And not only did he get back on track, but he actually finished the race.
That's right, that is the biggest crash we've ever had at the Canyon, where somebody has also gone on to finish the race.
Hey Damn just did such a good job. It was so entertaining.
Yeah, the whole JDM series has been so much fun so far. We've got the semis on Sunday US time, and then the finals will be the following week.
Yeah, if you haven't seen it yet, make sure you go back and check it out, because there is some awesome action, not just crashes.
Although this one was particularly spectacular, and I love the fact that the Toyota 86 bounced off every Toyota in the infield.
Speaking of Hey Damn, here he comes.
Whoa, did they have to do that while we're on the track?
Well, it's Hey Damn. He does what he wants.
He needs to find a proper time and place to race. And you know where's a good place to do that? Over at redlinederby.com.
That's right, it's an absolutely awesome website. There's tons of information there if you're just new to the hobby, or if you're experienced and you're looking for places to send cars to, or if you're wanting to host a race and you're looking for drivers, that is the best place to do it.
And of course, if you want to be part of these reports, make sure you go to redlinederby.com/go/DSPN weekly. There will be a link in the description as well. You only have to post a link to your channel once. Once we've got that information, we'll check it every time we're doing one of these reports. Alright, that's enough from us tonight. I'm Tom Spanners Watson, he's Frank the Guru Gibbs, and Hey Damn!